Hello everybody and welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we are doing something a little bit different and I thought I would show you guys what I brought back from New Zealand on our last trip. Now for those of you who don't know, obviously I moved over from New Zealand to Australia about a year and a half, probably almost 2 years ago now, and while I did bring pretty much our whole life with us, we do have a storage unit in New Zealand still. So one of the things we did on our last trip was we went to our storage unit and we picked up a box, just one, and we sorted through it. We threw out some things and anything we didn't want to throw away we brought back. So I'm going to show you guys now what we got from the storage unit and a couple of extra things that I picked up while I was there because I just thought it would be fun to share. Now a lot of this stuff from the storage unit is like memories and things like that, so things that are actually going to go in storage bins here. It's just important to us that we slowly get all of our belongings out of New Zealand and actually transfer our lives across. So the first thing we brought back is, this is literally a folder of like certificates for courses that Mark has done and that we actually really need, and he should probably have on him for proof, but we have them now. That's important. Didn't know where they were until we went through that box. And then these here are, again, all Mark's, and they're just like little books. Like one of them's like a kindergarten book, one of them's a book from when he was a child and they went on holiday, like memory things. I'm not going to flick through these and show you because they're his private documents, but they are pretty weighty, so they definitely added to one of the harder things for us to bring home. But we've got them here now. And I love that they're on hand so that we can genuinely look through them one day. I think I'd like to do a big bookshelf and actually pull these out of storage and put them on the bookshelf so that we see them and that they're around. You know, I'm really chronic for having memory things and sentimental items and then just shoving them in a bin and never looking at them. So trying to eliminate that where I can and incorporating all these kind of sweet memorabilic things into our everyday lives. Speaking of, I have this big packing cube, ow, of old shirts of mine and Mark's. There's a couple of Mark's, but mostly mine, from when I was growing up in New Zealand and I went to heart camp. Now I have a congenital heart defect and a lot of my regular viewers are my friends from Heart Kids, so hi everybody, love you. And these are shirts from when I was growing up. Like I have so many. I'm only going to pull out a couple because I'm not going to waste your time and show you every single one, but there is probably like a dozen here. I don't even know where to start. This one's quite cute. So this was like an original Heart Foundation shirt from when I was a little baby. Look at how small it is. I was probably about, I want to say like maybe 6 or 7 when I wore that shirt, and this isn't even the smallest one. I'm gonna find the smallest one for you. I'm just rolling them all up and keeping them in here for now just to keep them safe, but one of the things we really want to do is get big like custom frames made. I think Mark's gonna make some frames so that we can hang these shirts in them and then we'll always be able to see them, you know? Again, instead of shoving them in the bottom of like a storage box and never ever looking at them. This is my oldest Heart Kids shirt and you'll be able to tell because pretty much all the writing's gone off it. I used to wear it all the time. Look at how small she is. And this is when they used to call us zipper kids. And this little heart on the front, like the zipper actually works. It's a full-on pocket. Heck yeah, I used to store all of my treasures in there when I was like 5. This shirt was the shit. It's so stained and like all of the writing and stuff is all flaking off it, but we love her and she will never ever leave because look at how little it was. Oh my gosh. So that's pretty much what that packing cube holds. There are shirts from pretty much every heart camp that I've been to, from my trip that I did to America, and then there's also a couple of like theatre shirts from when I was in the theatre. So there's one from, oh god, what's this? There's one from the Shakespeare Company that I did. This is for my Centrepoint season in Palmerston North. Like, these shirts aren't like tiny little baby things because I was a teenager in all of them, but they still do mean like a lot to me because I loved the theatre and I loved acting, and it's just one of those things that I'm so glad that I got a shirt or kept a shirt from these experiences to look back on. So I'm gonna zip them back up before we get a little bit too sentimental because that's probably the thing that means the most to me that we brought back this time, from storage anyway. And that's why there's so many. Like, believe it or not, this is not every heart shirt I've ever owned. It's just like a selection of them from certain ages. I genuinely think there's been like jackets, hats, more t-shirts that I've thrown out because I'm like, I just can't have all of you, but some of you, for sure. This one's another packing cube, but it doesn't have t-shirts in it, I promise. I don't think so anyway. Oh, okay, no t-shirts, but it does have a couple of hats, so I think that's okay. And then this is what I was really excited about, to be honest, to bring back. I've got two of my favourite movies of all time on DVD. Yu-Gi-Oh! And The Road to El Dorado. This was my favourite movie for such a long time. I'm calling it right now. My battery on my camera is going to die, so if I start talking real fast, it's because we're flying through this. What else do I have in here? I have a really old game system. And yes, these all do work. I checked before I brought them back. I've also got my brother's old Game Boy Color that was this beautiful shade of purple, but for some reason the front decided to discolor. This does still work. I'm just getting Mark to 3D print me a new like battery cover for it because my dog ate this one. And along with the Game Boy, I've got a couple of games. There's Pokemon Red and Gold that do not have a save chip anymore, but Yellow does. And then I've also got, I believe, where are they? Donkey Kong Country and Duel Masters. These are the actual Game Boy Color cartridges. Like, sorry, these are the Game Boy Advanced cartridges. These are Game Boy Color ones, but they still work, so that's why we have them. I brought home my Yu-Gi-Oh cards, which are packaged up in here. I actually half went through them and sorted out what was fake and what wasn't, but I got bored, so this is just what's left of that. And then everything else in here is just like family photos, camp photos, old like school photos, old like certificates and things like that of mine. So a lot in there, which is probably why this one was a little bit heavier to pick up, but that's all good. And one of my favorite things actually that I found, and I was thinking about this a few months ago, but didn't know if I had kept it or already threw it out. It's called My Special Adventure, and it's a book that like my mum and dad got made for me when I was a little kid. And it's just like a story about a Christmas fairy and Santa, but it's got my name in it, like I'm the fairy. And I love this thing so much. And so every time someone I know has like a baby or something, I try my best to see if I can find a book like this where I can like put the kid's name in it, because this was just like a fleeting thing for my parents. I don't even think they'd remember that they got this for me, but I love this thing and I think about it all the time, so I'm so glad I found it. Moving on from the storage unit, I wanted to show you a couple of things that I got from my family while I was over there. Now there is one more thing from the storage unit that I want to show you guys, but I'll do it right at the end because it's a bit too big for me to bring in here. Not big, just awkward, so we'll circle back around to that. For now, I want to show you guys a couple of things that I did bring home with me. First of all, Mark and I did like stockings for each other because we got each other big gifts, but we did them way before Christmas when we were here in Australia because there's just no point bringing all of that stuff over to New Zealand just to bring it back again. So we did like little Christmas stockings for each other, just with some kind of silly mundane things in them so that we had something to open on Christmas morning. Like mine had socks and chapstick that I really needed but didn't want to buy myself, you know, those kind of things. But also he included in it for me this beautiful Peter Alexander sleep mask, which if you don't know already, one of my favorite colors in the entire world is green. So it's like lovely and black on the back, and then, hey, that was gonna put that down. Absolutely stunning. I didn't even know they sold eye masks, so that was probably the best thing he could have gotten me that I actually asked for. And the other one that I didn't ask for but that he snuck in there was the frickin' Tamagotchi. Now, did any of you have these growing up? Because I sure as hell did, and I was attached to mine like permanently. I loved these little fuckers. Mine looks like a strawberry and he's very cute. It's also dead, but we're not going to talk about that because I'm an adult that has adult responsibilities and sometimes I can't feed him 24/7. Okay, so he died, but it's fine. I love him and I'm like, I carry this thing around with me as much as I can. I obviously can't have it on me like when I'm at work and things like that, which is why sometimes he dies. But anyway, the novelty, it was so worth it. I was genuinely so thrilled when I pulled that out of my stocking, so happy. And he knew that he nailed it too, because he told me that I was going to freak out, and he was right. Something else that I got was from our friends. We did a little bit of a gift exchange with some friends that we stayed with for Christmas, and one of the things they got me that I really, really loved is this guy. It's Lego Albus Dumbledore. Are you freaking kidding me? I love him, and I didn't even know these were a thing because I love Harry Potter and I love the Lego games. And I didn't even know you could get these guys. Look at him. He's perfect. And now I have to find the whole set because I am obsessed with him. I'm a little bit upset that I am on a no-buy thing at the moment because I want to buy the rest of these so freaking bad. I'm gonna get them just slowly, maybe like one at a time every couple of months sort of thing. But look at him. He's so cool. And he made it back shoved in a suitcase and didn't get damaged at all, which is fantastic because I was really worried about it. He's got like cardboard or like structured like hands and a base and stuff, but he made it safe and I'm so happy. I love him so much. Two things. And I don't know what one to do next. I think I'll do this one because it's a bit of a laugh. Now my family does like a gift exchange every year, but it's you buy a present that's worth $30, everybody puts it in a pile, and then you draw a number out of the hat, and whatever number you pull is like where you are in the sequence for how you pick a gift. And there was quite a bit of fighting this year over things that were going around. Some Krispy Kreme donuts were really popular, as well as like a Lego set and things like that. And my beautiful niece, my nieces and nephews were playing for the first time because they're finally old enough. And one of the things she got stuck with was this. And I don't know if you can read that, but it's a dog turd calendar. So the whole calendar is pictures of dogs shitting. And honestly, I find this fucking hilarious as is, and I wouldn't have been mad if I got it as a gift for me. But my gift kept getting stolen and my poor niece ended up with this, and she was so desperate for something else. And she said to me, Auntie Kayla, if you take this, it'll be like having a piece of me with you everywhere you go. And I was like, alright kid, you know the way to my heart, gimme. So now I have a dog poop calendar that's going to be with me for the whole of 2026, and I love it, but also it makes me think of Hailey every time I look at it, so love you boo. And the very last thing I'm going to show you that was not a Christmas present, but it was just a gift from my mum, and I've been asking for it for such a long time. And she actually finished it months and months and months ago, but obviously Christmas was the only time, or the first time, that I'd gotten over there where I could have picked it up. And my mum crocheted me a blanket, and I'm thrilled. I love this thing. I keep it on my computer chair so that either I can sit on the chair and I don't get stuck to it because my chair is leather and I live in Australia, or when it does get chilly I just chuck it over my lap while I'm playing on the computer and I don't have to be uncomfortable. But I love this thing. She absolutely nailed it. Like the edges even are pointy, and then on your long side they're straight. I'm so thrilled. I've talked before on this channel about how as I'm aging I'm finding a lot more pleasure in gifts that are like handmade and handcrafted by either really talented people that come from my area, like small businesses, or from people that I know and love. So I asked my mum probably like a year ago if she could crochet me a blanket, and she said yes. I just had to pick my colour and my pattern, and while it took me a while to make that decision, we got there, and now I have this absolutely beautiful throw blanket made by my mum that is honestly immediate one of my most treasured possessions on this entire planet, because who doesn't love something handmade by their mum? Like, get out of here. I love this so much, and I know my mum watches these videos, so for the millionth time, I love this and I am so thankful for you. My camera is dying, so we're going to go on a little stroll so that I can show you the last thing that we brought home from New Zealand, and you guys are probably going to be like, but whatever, I care. I care. I like this. And this is our Pokemon card collection. Now we did have this little purple binder here because I can't control myself and neither can Mark. So we had a little binder, but this is everything that we brought back from New Zealand. Don't ask me how many cards are there, I genuinely don't know, but it's a lot. We brought them back and we spent like 3 hours organising everything into their binders, combining the two collections that we had into one and reorganising everything. It took a really, really long time, but I'm stoked about it. I'm so happy to have them back in my possession. And I'm so happy to just feel like a bit of my life is coming together and things are back with me where they belong. So when we do, hopefully at some point this year, move into our own home, we can set things up and have them the way that we want and have the things that we love around us. Like, I can't wait to have like a really geeky office that's like filled with Minecraft and Pokemon and things like that, and just having something as simple as my Pokemon card collection back with me has been just amazing. It just feels nice, and the more things that we have that are ours here, it's starting to make Australia feel more like home. So Mark, thank you so much for carrying that massive binder, the really thick binder. It weighs like 5 kilos by itself, and he put that in his carry-on and he carried that all the way back from New Zealand to Rockhampton. So major props for that one, Mark. It was very, very heavy. I carried that bag a couple of times while we were like in between moving around getting things to eat, and it was chunky. So I love you very much. But our collection is back with us. We are very, very happy. Everything that we brought here has just been fantastic to have around us again. I'm so thrilled. I'm very, very pleased. And I think it's just one of those things that it's going to slowly keep getting better, you know. Every time we go back to New Zealand, we're going to try and get another box out of the storage unit. Plus also there are some boxes that I'm comfortable with shipping, so I'm going to ask my friends to ship them over for us to kind of speed up the process a little bit. So if you guys want to see more of what we have left in New Zealand, more of what we're bringing over from storage, let me know and I will totally show you, because I love going through things like this. But for now, I'm going to end this video, charge my camera so that I can keep filming things, and probably go and do a little bit of organising, because your girl is manifesting this year that everything's going to turn out exactly how it is meant to in 2026. And we're doing everything that we can. So I'm doing a bit of organising, deep cleaning, decluttering right now, which makes me very, very excited. Thank you very much once again for watching one of my videos. If you've lasted this long, I really appreciate you. If you got something awesome for Christmas, or just in general that you want to show me or tell me about, please leave me a comment and I will read every single one that I can. I always do, and I do my best to get back to you. Otherwise, I will see you guys next week at, I was going to say 8 AM. 7 AM Brisbane time, because that's when I upload. Thank you once again. Have a beautiful day. I will see you next week. Bye.